Hello, Mike here from MikeOverlanding. Thanks for watching. In this episode, we're going to attempt to film some bison, but we found out that the bison area is closed. And I talked to the park ranger, and she said due to the COVID-19 situation and the state budget, they need to hire extra people to run this, and they're not able to do that at this time. So there's a trail that goes around the bison, and we're going to take that trail. My wife is filming, and we're going to take that trail, and hopefully we'll be able to see some bison. This park is also known for some beautiful falls, and we're going to show you some pictures of the falls.
We were surprised to find that the Bison Drive was closed indefinitely due to the hiring freeze, so we decided to take a hike around the perimeter. It would have been a lot of fun if we could have driven the Jeep around the perimeter.
Okay, we're walking along the fence line here on the southern end of the bison area, hoping to get a glimpse of a bison herd. And we don't think this fence is electric because we don't see any warning signs, but just in case, we're not touching it. It seems as though this fence, though, hardly could keep a bison out if you really wanted to get out. If you really got mad at somebody and he charged, I would think they would be able to get through this, but you know, who knows? They've been in here for several years, so then they haven't escaped. But take a look at the how vast this prairie is here, if you will. This is pretty neat. They've got a tree stump bench here. I've never seen one so rustic like this. Pretty cool. Okay, folks, it's getting exciting. We finally found buffalo poop right over there. And this reminds me of when we had our kids, and you had to, they were like a week old, and you had to count how many times they pooped, and you got so excited because things were working, everything was going through them. Well, we found evidence that there are bison here, so we're happy. Look at this, a real bench. Although the other one was really cool too.
In addition to the bison, the park has wild turkey, ring-necked pheasant, white-tailed deer, various snakes, beaver, waterfowl, woodpeckers, and squirrels. And I do think these trails are just a little bit too narrow, even for a Jeep. The Bison Preserve area is rectangular in shape and runs from the southeast to the northwest. We started along the southeast to northwest southern border. Of course, our main goal is to find the bison.
Bison, over there. I see the herd. Oh yeah, huge. Looks like there's two groups of them.
Our secondary goal along this trail is that we would get to an old mill. And this mill was built in 1864 and still stands to this day.
I'm not sure how good you can see them. I'm gonna try to zoom in. Unfortunately, my camera is just my iPhone, and looks like we need to get a better camera. Nice. Small steps. Wow. There they are.
On top of the hill, the park provides some interesting information about the bison and the mill.
Time for a little break.
Sound of a dog lapping water in the background.
Finally found a good use for one of these. Great for carrying apples. Looks like old foundation from a building that used to be here as part of this mill.
According to the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources, this mill was designed by Louis Setman after windmills in his native Germany. The mill was completed in 1864 and in a favorable wind could daily grind 150 bushels of wheat into flour. The windmill was struck by natural calamities, including lightning and a tornado. And yes, we do get tornadoes here in Minnesota. After the tornado struck in 1890, the windmill's arms were not replaced because windmills had become unprofitable to operate. In the late 1870s, 3 years of consecutive grasshopper plagues wiped out all of the crops.
Okay, here are the bison, what we all came for. The sounds of summer. Hey there. Look how close we are to the bison. This is great. They're right near the fence line.
We came across these corrals in the northwest corner of the preserve.
Spring has not yet sprung in this part of the park.
I wish I could take my Jeep Gladiator here. This looks like a fun trail. Although, I agree it's not very technical, but it'd still be a lot of fun.
I don't know if you can see it in this picture, but we were way over there on top of that hill where that mill is. Way up there. bison are kind of over here. Nice view of the Minnesota River. And a nice bench to sit here and enjoy it from.
In 1905, Minneopa became the third state park in Minnesota. The website talks about people coming here by, quote, steam-powered paddle boat up the Minnesota River and then on foot following the banks of the Minneopa Creek to the falls, which we'll get to in a little bit here. Locals came from miles around by team and wagon to picnic and play baseball.
Ready?
The word Minneopa is derived from the Dakota language and is interpreted to mean water falling twice.
Trail closed at top of steps. What a cool set of steps up there.
Well, that's all, folks. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Unfortunately, due to this pandemic, I haven't been able to purchase my bed rack and a rooftop tent and a tonneau cover and load my gear in it and go do some real overlanding, but this will have to do, and we actually had a wonderful time. It was a great, great adventure. So again, I hope you enjoyed it. Take care.